You're watching To The Point. Good evening. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening our focus is on the Delhi Stampede. The investigation is currently underway. The central government has swung into action 2 days after 18 people died at the New Delhi railway station because of sheer chaos and sheer mismanagement. Now there's talk of new crowd control plans, focus on 60 stations, the use of AI and whatnot. But the question that will be asked is, why didn't the government do this earlier, considering the images that we've been seeing of the unprecedented crowds at these railway stations, of the unprecedented crowding at the Mahakumbh? We'll ask those questions. First, a detailed report of what's transpired in the last 24 hours.
The deadly New Delhi railway station tragedy jolting the government into action. Centre has introduced a new AI-managed crowd control plan, including the creation of permanent holding zones at 60 high-traffic stations. The AI-backed tech innovation will be used to monitor crowd movement, especially during train delays.
This is the 16-number platform. Most of the special trains for Kumbh are on 16 number. So there has been an access control that has been designed to manage proper entry-exit flow to avoid any kind of stampede-like situation till the 26th.
The Saturday stampede occurred when a sea of passengers was confused by two trains with similar names.
There is a man marking that's been done by the RPF, where at every entry-exit point from the footover bridge, which is the staircase to the footover bridge, there is man marking that's been done.
Sale of platform tickets from counters at New Delhi has been discontinued till 26th of February. Meanwhile, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav mocked Modi government, saying the Vishwa Guru can't safeguard poor passengers.
जो लोग ये कहते हैं कि हम $5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनाने जा रहे हैं, विकसित भारत बनाने जा रहे हैं, तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था बन जाएंगे हम और विश्व गुरु बन जाएंगे, क्या यही परिभाषा है कि आप प्लेटफॉर्म पर हमारे जो गरीब लोग हैं उनको सुरक्षित नहीं रह सकते, उनका एक्सीडेंट हो जाए? दोनों सरकारों को मिलकर के जो मुआवजा देने की बात कहेगी तो वो मुआवजा देना चाहिए, उनकी मदद करनी चाहिए.
The centre promised to probe if fake news and rumours sparked stampede.
देखिए, बहुत ही दुख की घटना है और हम इससे आहत है बहुत. हमारी पूरी सरकार आहत है. तो रेल मंत्रालय की तरफ से इसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है और इस इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद पता चलेगा कि इसमें कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, क्या कोई फेक न्यूज़ प्रोपागेट किया गया जिसके कारण ऐसा कुछ हुआ. इसके बारे में पूरी जानकारी ली जाएगी और इंक्वायरी होगी.
Can railway ensure 100% passenger safety among surging crowd of Mahakumbh devotees? Vishriya Chatterjee in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's introduce our panel this evening. We've got Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Supriya Srinath, National Spokesperson of the Congress, and Mr. Vikram Singh, security expert and former UP DGP, former UP top cop. Good evening to all of you. Mr. Vikram Singh, if I can begin with you. Looking at this incident and 2 days after the stampede, now that the investigation is underway, details have emerged of how the stampede broke out. Would you say this is a result, sir, of an administrative lapse?
Good evening, ladies. I would say that we allowed this tragedy to happen and allowed grass to grow underneath our feet. All the instructions in the SOPs and all the other instructions were absolutely thrown to the winds. Caution thrown to the winds. We changed the platform at will and did not give adequate opportunity. We sold 1,500 tickets per hour, did not cater to the fact that the platform will not have the capacity to hold such large crowds. Was selling of tickets more important, income more important, or holding the crowd? Now I'm told that 64 railway stations have been identified, which will have the catchment area for the overflowing crowds. This could have been done much earlier, in anticipation of the fact that unprecedented crowds were converging, and to wake up after the incident has happened is just not acceptable. The last point, that you've ordered a 2-member inquiry commission and still no action has been taken. There's something known as prima facie, that whoever is in charge, whoever the senior most persons, there should be accountability and they should be placed under suspension. The inquiry can follow later. Otherwise, the credibility, and also I would say you have no credibility whatsoever. The fact that a tragedy has happened, You seem to be hesitant in taking administrative action and deterrent action, goes to indicate that perhaps there will never be a light of the day and nobody will be taken to task in all other earlier cases. I hope I'm wrong, but the indications are such that nothing is likely to happen. GRP blaming the RPF, RPF blaming the GRP, railways blaming both, every other blaming it, and nobody is owning up the responsibility.
Mr. Vikram Singh, this is the second incident of a stampede that's been reported at the Mahakumbh in a matter of weeks. Do you think, sir, that this is the administration being lax, essentially taking things for granted, that they knew these kind of crowds would come and yet nothing was done? No lessons were learned from the last incident either.
There are important lessons in the last stampede and there are important lessons from the 2013 stampede. And after every tragedy, there are lessons to be learned. And there is always a best way of doing everything. We have an SOP that has to be repetition, internalization till it becomes a habit. Repetition, internalization till it becomes a habit and it reflects action of every employee. If we are not able to provide even the basic CPR to those who are collapsing, if we don't have first aid facilities, we don't have ambulances, well, you can see the enormity of the tragedy. We could have done much better, but unfortunately, we were caught on the wrong foot.
Mr. Vikram Singh, thank you for joining us with your expertise and thank you for giving us your view on the stampede, the clear lapses that have come to the fore. Let's now open this up to a political panelist, Sanju Verma and Supriya Srinath. Good evening to both of you. Sanju Verma, you heard from Mr. Vikram Singh. He says very clearly the authorities let this happen. It's the second tragedy to hit the Mahakumbh, second stampede. So, the message that comes across is that the government is completely unprepared for the Kumbh.
Akshita, first and foremost, my heartfelt condolences to the kith and kin of the lives lost in the stampede at the New Delhi railway station. My heart goes out to them. Having said that, since this is a political debate, we have to put out facts out there in the public domain. So first and foremost, let me make this very, very clear that, by the end of February 26th, more than 500, as in more than 50 crore people would have participated in the Kumbh, making it one of the world's largest spiritual gatherings. And by and large, it has been seamless and smooth. So I would dare say hats off to both the central government and the UP government.
Two incidents of a stampede that have been reported. One at the Kumbh, the other at railway stations. We can't be hailing authorities today when you've had this kind of a stampede in which 18 people have died.
Akshita, if you've asked me a question, you will have to give me time to answer and then you can rebut me. As an anchor, you have every right to ask me the toughest questions. And let me also give a disclaimer at the very start. Accountability will be fixed. And if heads need to roll, heads will roll. I'm not going to be sitting here on your show and waxing eloquent about saying, oh, fine, 18 people died. But, accountability is something that the Modi government has said a tata goodbye to. No, that is not how we function. So let your audience get this fair and square, loud and clear, that we stand for accountability, stand for good governance, stand for transparency, and every life matters, every life counts. But having said all this, let me also say that by and large, that is why I have been using the term by and large, the entire Kumbh experience for millions of devotees has been a spectacular experience. Yes, could these unfortunate tragedies, the two stampedes, could they have been avoided? Let's get down to the brass tacks of it. Let there be a high-level probe which is underway. CCTV footage, forensic audit will be investigated upon. While you and me can debate as bona fide citizens, finally, until an inquiry takes place and the culprits are nabbed, until we find out whether this was organic or whether
so you're saying accountability will be fixed. Supriya Srinath, your opening comments.
Absolutely.
So I don't think we can do a political debate on this. I mean, we are talking about the deaths of 18 innocent devotees who were going to the Kumbh because of the negligence and the sheer... And I don't think this is an accident. I think this is a mass murder because the railways should have been better prepared. The railway minister, I remember on the 25th of January, made this grand statement that he spent 5,000 crore rupees over the last 3 years. How does it matter? 30 people died in a stampede on the 29th of January. Today, 18 are dead. I mean, are you going to have a political debate over the death of a 7-year-old girl whose name was Ria and how brutally she died, and her father cannot stop sobbing when he talks about how the nail went into her head? I mean, we are all women here. We are perhaps mothers and sisters. How do we even do a political debate on this? But I have only one thing to say. I don't think accountability is in the DNA of this party or this government. And I'll tell you why. 29th January, the stampede had happened in Prayagraj. We are talking on the 17th of February. It's been over 20 days. We still don't have a list of the people who have gone missing and a list of the people with their names and ages of those who died. That's accountability. Which head has rolled in Lucknow or in Prayagraj, I would like to know. Why? And I just want to talk facts here, because you know the devastation of these 50 deaths should be jolting all of us. They were devotees. They left their houses happy, thinking they're going to the Mahakumbh, and everybody should go. There are invitations that have been given out by the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister, Chalo Kumbh. A woman in Bihar, I think, told your channel or some other channel, हमें मोदी जी बुला रहे हैं, हम free में जाएंगे, हम नहीं लेंगे ticket. That's the kind of exuberance there is, and rightly so. Then you should also be better prepared. I have only two things to point out on this debate, and which is why I blame squarely this government. The railway minister has no business being in office today. Yesterday, on the 15th of February, the day before this incident happened, on the 15th of February, every hour, the New Delhi railway station was selling 1,500 general tickets. The railway knew the kind of crowds that will come. Do you see one police officer in that sea of humanity at the railway station? You announce a new train on platform number 16, people who had general tickets obviously will rush for that. I mean, these people who've lost their lives, who's answerable? There was a safety review meeting of the railways early in the morning on the 15th. What is the result of that meeting? What review did you do? Why could you not involve a multi-agency approach?
Okay, let's give Sanju Verma a chance to respond. Is it quite simply this, Sanju Verma, that the administration is overwhelmed? You're not able to handle these crowds. There's no SOP that's laid out in railway stations or at the Kumbh, leading to these kind of tragedies. Accountability is one thing. We can do a post-mortem. Why aren't we avoiding incidents like this?
You know, Akshita, now I need my time to speak. You know, I did not want to make this political. We are all three women here. And, you know, we are expected to have more sensitivity than our male counterparts. I hope I'm not going to be trolled for saying as much. But I will say a couple of things now, since this has become a political debate. You know, when a life is lost, it's not about data. It's not about statistics. You know, some 7-month-old babies, parents must be sobbing now, and statistics mean zilch to them. Having said that, your audience also needs to know the broader facts. Accountability की बात मोदी सरकार करती है, तो we walk the talk, and you know, unfortunately, I will have to cite data to endorse and corroborate my point rather than, you know, engaging in subjective rhetoric. Let's not forget, in the last 10 years, there have been 426 train derailments under the Modi government from 2004 to 2014 under the erstwhile incompetent Congress. There were 867 derailments.
Ma'am, you've just told me statistics shouldn't matter. You've just told me statistics shouldn't matter in the face of lives.
You know, Akshita, this is not unfair, because you have called me for a debate. You will have to give me time to rebut. Otherwise, you could have not called somebody from the BJP. Please.
No, but I will ask you, when you counter yourself, you said this is not about statistics. It's about lives, and you're giving me statistics.
So can I just finish? Can I finish? I said, unfortunately, since this is a political debate, I will have to bring in statistics, Akshita. Please bear with me for 2 minutes. I did not interject the other panelists. I understand we are on sensitive issue and we need to tread cautiously. I hate doing what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, let truth be out in the public domain, and you have a smart audience, let them judge. You know, if we are talking about stampedes, you know, the Congress panelists said that, you know, there's no accountability from the Modi government. More than 343 people died at the stampede at Mandher Devi Temple at Satara in Maharashtra in 2005. Not a single person was booked. In 2008, at Naina Devi Temple at Bilaspur in Himachal Pradesh, there was a stampede. 162 people died. Not a single head rolled. And in 2011, do you remember Supriya? There was a massive stampede at Sabrimala in Kerala, where more than 107 people died. And your Congress dispensation, your leader Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi had the attitude, hua to hua. The BJP does not have a hua to hua attitude. And now you will say, oh, Sanju Verma is obsessed with Pandit Nehru. But till date, we are not even aware in the 1954 Kumbh Stampede, was it 350 people who died or 700 people who died? Was it 4,000 who went missing or 8,000 who went missing? And you are a party which talks about accountability. Till date, you've not said sorry for the 1984 anti-Sikh genocide. Sajjan Kumar is going to go
your response.
Please come in.
I wish we weren't doing your stampede versus my stampede, but Supriya Srinath, go ahead.
I am at a loss of words that somebody can actually quote these things when there are people in this country wailing, having lost 5 of their children, having lost their husbands, their wives, their sisters, their parents. Can we even do a discussion and quote the kind of things that the BJP is quoting? But that's typically the BJP. Let me give you another instance. There is a train that started from Gwalior. It was supposed to go to Kumbh. It is today, for the last 2 days, parked at Pratapgarh. Now, who's responsible for it? A train that I have seen on every television channel, that video of a man saying, we started from Kumbh, we were supposed to go to Delhi. We have been now stalled at Kanpur. Our train has been diverted to Kanpur. Let's just stick to the railways right now, because the railways is the only mode of transport for the common men of this country, the common women of this country who find it very difficult to take a 47,000 flight.
No, Sanju Verma, please wait. Please wait. Let's
Please don't speak in between.
Can you talk about
our average flight from Delhi to Kumbh today is 47,000. Can she keep quiet?
Because go ahead. Her fate is down. We will ensure this is one at a time.
It's a very sensitive issue for me. Railways, please understand this. Railways is not a profiteering venture. Railways is a basic service for the common people of this country. The kind of rail accidents that happen and the kind of brazen attitude Ashwini Vaishnav has had. He stood in parliament and said that छोटी-छोटी घटनाएं होती हैं. ये भी छोटी घटना है उनके लिए. Where is accountability? Any other railway minister would have resigned after this. You have a railway minister who spent the first 4 hours trying to hide the data of death. The railway's first reaction, and I want to say this on record because this is absolutely brazen and it beats me. The first reaction to every tragedy, both on the 29th and today and the 15th, was this didn't happen, denial. Then, okay, this happened, but it was of a much lesser magnitude. And then you blame the people that because there were so many people, इन लोगों से आपको वोट मांगते वक्त तो तकलीफ नहीं होती है, लेकिन जब उनकी सुरक्षा करनी है तो उनके होने से दिक्कत होने लगती है. मैं आपसे एक बात पूछती हूँ और ये रेलवे का अपना डेटा है. 350 special trains by the railways were being flying yesterday, which means about 350,000 people, 3,50,000 log, 1,000 capacity. You know how many travel? 12 lakh. How do you think these people are traveling? Are they common fodder? Are they cattle? Does the railway care? And we raised issues. Let us subsidize the airfares. 50,000 का टिकट है. कौन जा सकता है टिकट से? किसी की बात नहीं होगी, सिर्फ अमीरों की बात होगी. 2 तरह के अपने कुंभ बनाए हुए हैं. एक जगह वीआईपी डुबकी लगा रहे हैं, एक जगह आम आदमी 15-15 घंटे खड़ा हुआ है. शर्म नहीं आती आप लोगों को? लोगों की मौत पर आप सियासत करने आते हैं यहाँ पर. लोगों की मौत पर आप मुझे बोल रही हैं, डेटा दिखा रही हैं. शर्म आनी चाहिए आप लोगों को. लोग मर गए हैं, वो इस देश के लोग थे, इस देश के नागरिक थे. 50 ऐसे लोग मरे जिनके घर तबाह हो गए. शर्म नहीं आती आप लोगों को? दुख नहीं होता आपको? दिल है, कलेजा है आप लोगों का?
संजू वर्मा रेस्पॉन्ड.
छुपाना क्या हो गया आप लोगों को?
Sanju Verma, respond to Supriya. Can we do your stampede versus my stampede? It's your government in power. The BJP is in power. Why are we looking back in time? We will hold the BJP accountable for what's happening right now.
You know, Akshita, I am repeating again and again, if you call the BJP, please allow me my rebuttal. This is a sensitive issue and Supriya has every right to raise questions. But what I'm trying to say is this. Did the government not have SOP in place? No, that's not true. The government had a standard protocol in place at all the important nodes, be it Delhi, Varanasi, Gaya, Patna, Agra, so on and so forth. Now, there has been a statement from Mr. Himanshu Shekhar, the Chief Public Relations Officer of the Northern Railways, and he says that 15 to 20 minutes prior to the incident, the unfortunate tragedy, platform number 14 and platform number 15 were virtually empty, but suddenly, just 5 to 6 minutes ahead of the unfortunate tragedy, there was a swell of human beings at the stairwell of platform number 14 and 15, and hence we have to find out whether this was orchestrated or organic. I don't wish to make this, political, but Supriya
Sanju Verma, what are you suggesting here? What are you suggesting? Is this, you're suggesting it's a conspiracy?
No, I'm not saying that. Akshita, don't put words into my mouth. I said that the two-level committee is saying, let's have the entire CCTV footage. Let's speak to the concerned people. Let's speak to the zonal officers, the district level officers, the ticketing department, the railway police force which was there, the rapid action force which swung into action. Let's take everybody on board and find out what exactly transpired. But wait a minute. The Congress leader Supriya Shrinet said 10 different things. I just want to say one thing to her. It is because we have Narendra Modi that I am sitting here and talking about accountability. I am not like your leader Rahul Gandhi and your leader Sonia Gandhi after the Sikh genocide. आप लोगों ने कहा था जब एक बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है.
Let's focus on this. Sanju Verma, let's focus on this particular incident. I assume the two-member committee that's been set up is probing who is accountable, not whether this was orchestrated or not. Rightfully they're investigating, rightfully taking in accounts. But is that to fix accountability of who is responsible? Supriya Shrinet is saying there should be action against the railway minister. That is also his failure of ensuring safety at the Indian Railways.
Akshita, what did I start by saying? I said if heads need to roll, they will roll. But whether Ashwini Vaishnav has to resign or not will not be decided by Supriya Shrinet or Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi. Prime Minister is the head of the cabinet. And I am 100% sure he's both sensitive, highly competent. He's the most popular leader by a wide margin. He knows what is to be done. And accountability does not simply mean sacking a person. Accountability means getting down to the bottom of the incident and finding out, could this have been avoided? Should we take better precaution next time so that such a tragedy does not repeat?
Okay.
Accountability does not simply mean कि आपने किसी को नियुक्ति कर दी और फिर उसको कहा कि okay, now you're sacked. You don't need to be held answerable. That is not how the BJP functions. And Supriya Shrinet, Rahul Gandhi को तो accountability का spelling तक नहीं मालूम. Sonia Gandhi को तो accountability का
Okay, I'm running out of time. Closing comments, Supriya Shrinet. What's your response to Sanju Verma saying there will be accountability fixed? Go ahead.
I have just one thing to say to the BJP this evening. Get a humane bone in your body. There are 50 people who have been dead in Stampede. First in
Sanju Verma, please wait.
And then on the railway station. Please don't speak in between. I did not speak in between. That's the least we can do. Let us not politicize the deaths of these innocent civilians. ये किसी के बच्चे थे, ये किसी के पिता थे. ये तो मत कर, ये क्या हो गया आप लोगों को? भेड़िए बन गए आप लोग. Stop doing this, please. Please, my heart goes out for these innocent people. And I will say one thing with all the responsibility. The rich are going in their choppers. The rich are going in their aircraft. It is the poor of this country who's traveling in trains. And they are the ones meeting this fate. And this is one again and again we see. Look at the kind of visuals that are coming from railway stations across the country. Are these cannon fodder? Are these cattle? They are being pushed into
I've run out of time.
trains.
Closing comments, Sanju Verma, will you concede that lapses led to this incident? Will you concede, Sanju Verma, that with the images that came in of the crowd, despite that, this kind of an incident happening is wrong, is a crime?
Akshita, I will leave your audience with this last thought. Accountability will be fixed. Narendra Modi is a leader who walks the talk when it comes to ensuring that, it is India first, it is the people of this country first. Good governance is something जो हमारे लिए सिर्फ एक slogan नहीं है, platitude नहीं है. Modi government walks the talk. Accountability की परिभाषा तक राहुल गांधी और सोनिया गांधी को नहीं मालूम.
No, I don't want to go into the Congress again. Sanju Verma, thank you very much. Thank you to Supriya Shrinet also for joining us on this broadcast, and to Mr. Vikram Singh. You've heard from all sides here. The question is whether lessons have been learnt. 2 incidents. I'll remind you again that 2 incidents of these kind of stampedes have been reported, both linked to the Mahakumbh, and it will obviously raise questions about the lack of preparedness on ground that's led to 18 lives being lost at the New Delhi railway station and 30 previously at the Kumbh in Prayagraj. That's all we have time for. On to the point. Thanks very much for tuning in.